Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Janessa, and I am your trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And today's video, I know it looks a little crazy. The office behind me is a disaster area. Someday, when it's all organized and beautiful, we'll have an office tour, but for now, it's a mess. And we are here doing a slightly different kind of video because Saturday, the 14th of May, is actually the 2-year anniversary of my YouTube channel. So I posted my first video on May 14th, 2020. You know, some people wanted to bake sourdough. I wanted to start a YouTube channel. That's how I handled the Panda Express, the Pandemonium, the Panini. So I thought it could be fun for the 2-year anniversary to go ahead and do a reaction video where I react to my first video. So my first video, my friend Angie and I actually got together and we filmed like 3 or 4 videos at one time. And I thought they were going to go up in a completely different order, but then it was just easier to edit this one first. And so the first video that I ever put up on my channel was the Unpopular Makeup Opinions Tag. So we're going to go ahead and watch that and react to it. If you're excited for that, then go ahead and stick around because we're getting into it right now. All right, so we are going to go ahead and I'm going to watch the video and I'll probably pause it from time to time to just sort of comment on it, and let's get started. The first thing I notice, even as I'm pulling it up, is I realized that I'm still pretty basic as fuck when it comes to editing, but I was super basic. I was so basic. The first like 5 seconds of the video are just a black screen with a picture, a beautiful picture, by the way, from one of my favorite photographers, Miranda Rowan. And it's beautiful, but I didn't even think to like resize it to the size of the screen. So it's just like on a black screen. And then I just took like a random caption. I was still learning how to use the editor. So already I can tell this is going to be a lot. So let's go ahead and get started.
Hello, Champagne
Oh,
Dreamers. Welcome back to my
there
channel.
she is.
I'm your girl, Miss Jaye. And today
That
we're
look
going
is
to
a
do a tag
choice.
video. I love tag videos. I
I do
am
love
obsessed
tag
with them, so
videos.
I'm all about doing a lot of fabulous tag videos.
Still.
And this one is one that was created by Ola Quinn. And I was sort of inspired to do it. The video that really first turned me onto this tag was Angelica Nyqvist from Sweden. I will never say her name correctly.
So I have to say that that started early. The Angelica Nyqvist from Sweden. I adore her. So I hope that if she ever sees any of these videos, I just hope she realizes it's done with love. I love her. I appreciate her. She has fantastic English. I'm not making fun of her accent. I really do love Angelica, and it's just fun to say from Sweden, and now like from Texas too. So already in the first video, I'm becoming a monster.
I just can't. I'm sorry. I try. I adore you, but I don't know how to say it quite right. Angelica Nyqvist, I think is how you say it. But then I'm never able to say that without also saying, from Sweden. Because I'm an asshole. But we're going to do the Unpopular Makeup Opinions Tag. I'm super excited. There are 8 questions, all about unpopular opinions.
8 questions.
And a bitch has a lot of opinions. Okay. So
I have a
we're
lot
going to
of
go ahead and go
opinions.
through. I have my notes on a little sheet of paper because I'm old school. I don't. Everybody's always like on their iPhones, and I'm like, let me get out my notebook and my quill pen.
And I am still like that. I still love a piece of paper. I always have a notebook or several notebooks that I'm writing ideas in. I'm making my lists. I just don't like organizing on a phone. I just don't. Call me a Luddite, whatever. I mean, all of my like jobs and hobbies all have to do with technology, even though I hate technology. That's probably something for a mental health professional to look into with me at some point. But I still love that. So we're off to a good start. That look is a choice. Those feathered bottom lashes. This one, I kind of enjoyed the weird feathered bottom lashes, but it's a lot.
But I have my little notes here. So we're going to start with number 1. Popular makeup brand or product that you don't like.
Oh, popular. Oh, I paused it right as I'm rolling my eyes. I bet that this is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, like the white one. I do not understand the hype, and people still talk about it. I was watching something from Jen Love not too long ago, and she brought it up again and how much she loved it. I never got the hype with that palette. I just didn't love it, so I bet that's what it is.
The Jaclyn Hill palette.
Ah, there it is.
That Morphe
Yep.
Jaclyn Hill palette, the one in the white packaging, I do not understand the
Yeah.
obsession with that. I have quite a few Morphe palettes. I don't mind Morphe products. I don't mind Morphe shadows. That palette to me is boring as fuck. It is so
I do have
boring.
to say that I used to buy more from Morphe. I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of over it. They're not great.
It is. So people complained. I remember that the year that that came out, everybody was complaining about neutral palettes with a pop of blue.
Neutral with a pop of
That
blue.
palette, the only reason why it's not a neutral palette with a pop of blue is because it's like 30 fucking shades. So it's like a neutral
Yep.
palette with a pop of blue, a pop of purple, a pop of green, a pop of teal. So it just
Yeah.
has a couple extra colorful shades, but it's still just a neutral, boring palette with like a few bright, colorful things. And I get it.
Yeah, that's something that I think people, I never really understood this about people, is that that Jaclyn Morphe Hill palette, it really was just a neutral palette. And instead of just being a pop of blue, a pop of purple, it was like multiple pops. But there wasn't like there was three greens or four blues, or it wasn't like you could do like a blue look with it or a purple look with it or a green look. Now you could do like a peacock sort of thing and do like blue, green, and purple together. But there wasn't really enough to do like a full colorful look. Like you had to use the colors with those, especially if you do this. I stand behind this. 2 years ago, me was smart.
I'm a big fucking drag queen.
I
My
am a big
face
fucking
is
drag
always
queen.
done up like an Easter parade. I get it. Like that was just never designed for me. But I even for people who like neutral makeup, I thought it was boring. I didn't get it. So everybody else can love it and I hate it. So question
Yeah.
number 2 is a popular makeup product or brand that you love that everyone else seems to hate. Well, the first one, and I think people are starting to get over this. I think that the docuseries helped with that.
I can see
I
it
love
coming.
Jeffree Star, and I think that it's a good thing that we're finally into that place where we don't have to just like hate on Jeffree Star for the sake of hating on him.
Okay, so let's get the cringe out of the way right away. Jeffree Star, my thoughts about him have evolved and have changed. Those have been reflected in different videos on my channel. I am still purchasing from Jeffree Star, and I'm back at a place now where I'm like willing to make a video about Jeffree Star cosmetics, but I'm certainly not a Jeffree Star stan channel, and I'm not doing constant reviews. My feelings about him are really complicated, and I find that the discussions around him on YouTube and in the comments and on Instagram and in the comments and all of that are not very complicated, especially in the circles that I enjoy. People just still love to pile on, and they either are like, I'm not going to think about it. Let me separate the product from the person. Da, 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 da. Or they're like, if you buy this, you're a Nazi. These extreme opinions, and people will find out that I still buy from Jeffree Star, and they will assume that I'm sort of uneducated and I haven't done any research or I don't know anything about him. I've done a shit ton of research. I had like a 3-part investigative series on the old version of my website, janessaj.com. I've talked about it in multiple videos. Any of my unboxing mystery box videos, I definitely have thought about it. It's definitely always on my mind when I'm thinking about whether or not to include Jeffree Star on my channel. So this section, maybe I'm a little more enthusiastic than I am now. So I will say that.
I think that Jeffree Star, especially if you like big, colorful makeup, his eyeshadows are bomb. They are so good.
I still stand
They're
behind his
so
eyeshadows being
pigmented.
bomb.
They
They're still
work so
good.
well. I
They're
love his
so
shit,
good.
and I don't care what people say. I'm
I do
all
care
about
what people
it.
say, but in a
I'm trying to
different
think
way.
if there's other things that I really just love that everybody else seems to shit on. That's all I can think of. I think it's more the other way around. It's usually things that I hate that everybody else loves.
Yeah.
Tarte Cosmetics. Everybody's sucking that company's dick.
Tarte is
Here's
still
the thing that
awful.
I don't get. So I know this is going back to question 1, but we're going to do it anyway. Well, this is what I don't understand, is that people lose their shit if Juvia's Place puts out like a second neutral palette, and they're like, why would you need another neutral palette from Juvia's Place? And then those same bitches open their makeup drawers and they've got 15 palettes from Tarte with the same 50 shades of beige.
I do feel like that has changed for the better. I feel like we used to hear criticism like that. So like Juvia's Place, I mean, I love Juvia's Place, but they are almost like ColourPop with how quickly they churn stuff out now. But when Juvia's Place was just getting started, when I was first getting into it, and I feel like in those early days, you would see that. You would see people who would complain, like when she put out her second neutral palette, totally different from the Nubian, but people lost their minds. And they were like, why would you ever need two neutral palettes from Juvia's Place? Why would you need that? But literally, they would open up their drawers and they would have 15 palettes from Tarte. And I was like, Tarte is the worst. Tarte is boring beige bullshit. And I'm glad that we don't see that anymore. People have lost the love of Tarte in the circles that I watch. So I am feeling very blessed for that.
Ugh, gross. But yeah, in terms of things that I love that other people hate, there was some Kat Von D stuff that I loved. The Lolita palette from Kat Von D. Sorry, not sorry. Everybody shit on that palette. I love it. I love it. The Pastel Goth.
I have kind of fallen a little bit out of love with the Lolita palette, just because now like mauve-y, purple, plummy sort of palettes are like having a moment now, and I feel like so many more and so many new ones and so many better ones have come out. That one has kind of fallen off, but the Pastel Goth, 100%. I still love the Pastel Goth. It's still amazing.
So my god, everybody, it's not really pastel. It is. It's lighter versions of those colors. It's not green, it's a pale green. Just because it wasn't Easter Bunny fucking up your crack, like, it doesn't... It's still pastel.
Easter Bunny fucking up your crack.
Pastel is just like a lighter version of whatever the color is.
Like,
the Pastel Goth palette was magical.
Aggressive.
I would say. Oh! Now I'm thinking of all the things that I love, and this, a lot of people missed out on it, and I'm sorry about it. And if you see it on Too Faced, if you like duochromes, like really just basic, good quality, bright colored duochromes, that Too Faced Life is a Festival palette on it.
I just talked about that in a video that's going to be coming to my channel soon. Makeup I Miss, I think, is the video. I still love that palette. I still have a backup for that palette. And Too Faced? Girl, what happened? What's going on with you? You okay? Somebody needs to do a wellness check on Too Faced.
Was magical. The duochromes in there are beautiful. And everybody lost their shit and like crapped all over that palette, and we're talking about how it's so childish, it's so this, it's so that. But the colors are beautiful. Question number 3 is makeup collabs that you didn't like or weren't interested in. I mean, a lot of them.
I have to say that in the last 2 years, that's something that's changed, is that there have been a lot more influencer collabs, and I am here for it. I have so many palettes that are influencer collabs, and they're great. But I have so many good. The Angelica Nyqvist from Sweden. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I have both of them. I have from Kaleidos and from Odensai. Did get the Annette palette. With Menagerie Cosmetics, the Serenity palette, that's so good. Today, the Heather Austin Adept Cosmetics palette just came in. So I'm still getting collabs. I love it. The Lethal is Dead palette. I love collabs. I'm excited to see what else comes up. It's freaking bats. Collabs, love them. And they're getting better. They're getting so much better.
I do buy a lot of weird collab products here and there. There's some that I'm just... If it's a YouTuber I haven't heard of, or if it's somebody outside of like YouTube or like the beauty industry, like God bless her. I love Chrissy Teigen on Twitter.
Here we talk about Chrissy Teigen.
Is she done with Becca? Can she be done forever? Because if we have to have another collection of the same bronzy, beachy shit from Becca teamed up with Chrissy Teigen, good God, Gertie, it is too much.
Sometimes I'm an 80-year-old woman. Good God, Gertie. Yeah, I stand behind that. Chrissy Teigen, I'm not saying she sunk Becca, but I'm saying she did not help.
The same fucking brown shades
2 years
over
later.
and over again. I can't take it. Whenever it's not like an actual new product, if they don't collab on a new product,
I'm glad this
then
has
I'm
stopped
not interested.
happening.
Like when Benefit took all of those influencers to Bora Bora or wherever it was. This has maybe been a couple years ago now, but they just took products that were already in their line and just slapped YouTubers' faces on them.
That was terrible.
Like it was like Jeffree Star and Laura Lee. Whatever happened to her?
Whatever did happen to Laura
And
Lee.
Manny MUA and a bunch of people, and they just
She's
took
still
like
making
roller
makeup,
lash
but I
and
think
shoved
she's
it
doing
in new
like lifestyle
packaging
content now.
with somebody's face on it. I was like, no.
Yeah.
No interest.
No interest.
New products or don't bother. Don't just slap somebody's face on the same old shit you've been selling. All right, question number 4 is popular makeup step you never do. That's easy.
I think I've stopped doing that.
Just pencils.
I mean,
so
the
I
brow is
don't
still
worry about pomades,
clearly
gels,
not natural.
Any of that kind of shit, I don't have to worry about it. I just draw them on. I shave my brows off, I draw them on with a pencil, and life is good. Oh, the next question. This is where it gets scandalous, except nobody's watching except my mom right now anyway. So
okay, so I make the joke about nobody watching but my mom, but it really... I was like, I don't know that anybody's going to watch this. And this one actually has over 100 views. Getting views when you're a little tiny channel on YouTube is bananas. It's so hard.
It's not that big of a deal, but popular beauty influencer you don't, what is it? You don't subscribe to or watch. I mean, kind of any of them.
That's still true. I still don't watch any of the big YouTubers. Now, I do have to say that some of the YouTubers that I watch have gotten bigger, which I love. I still love Angelica Nyqvist, who's gone over 100,000. Still love Samantha Ravndal. She's still like the biggest one that I still love, although I watch much less of her content. Yeah, so let's see who else I listed. Or who I listed.
I like the micro-influencer community. I like what's happening in that smaller influencing community right now. You know, there's people that I love, like Teresa's Dead and Emily Hanhan and Kara C and Karen Harris.
Oh, Kara C. Can I pause for a second? I don't know what happened. It's not my business. It's not my place to ask. This was in the time where there was like tons and tons of lives. So like the people that I was watching at that time, Emily Hanhan, Audra's Dead, and Kara C were having tons of lives. And they were always live together. And it was the Lagutta Gang. And it was all this kind of stuff. And I remember there was a live stream where Kara C made just like this offhand joke. I'm not going to repeat it, but it was something that was clearly not done with ill intent. Like it was something that it was just like, oh yeah, that's something I should sit down and think about. And like, when you know better, you do better. It was just kind of like thoughtless language, all that kind of stuff. She disappeared from that little corner of the web very quickly. Emily and Audra, it was suddenly like Kara C had never existed. Like watching their channels, they both put up apologies, and Kara C put up an apology, and then it was just like gone, which is unfortunate because I don't understand the whole situation. I'm not sure what I saw of the situation. I'm not entirely sure why it got to that point, like why that became such a just a clear line in the sand. Now, I do have to say that a lot of Kara C's content after that point really started to focus on weight loss, and so I was like, oh, so that I just wasn't interested in anyway. And she had some of that before, and I wasn't really looking at that. Yeah, Kara C kind of disappeared. And then I said Karen Harris. Can we talk about the fact that Karen Harris lives an hour south of me, and I've somehow never met her? I remember when I found that out, and I was like, we're like neighbors. I could potentially at some point run into Karen Harris. And then I was like, I should message her, and I probably should do that. I should look her up sometime, because I wonder if she's seen a drag show that I was in, because I feel like I was watching a video of hers, and she mentioned something about a drag show. I wonder if she's ever been to a show that I was in. And I was like, that's my in, because I'm always looking for friends that can talk about makeup stuff with me, because I don't have any. Angie, I enjoy you, but I need you to get more interested in makeup. Because whenever I talk about it, she sort of glazes over, and it's like when a toddler is talking to you, and you're just like, that's great, sweetie. Yeah. Wow, that's cool. So I just need more makeup friends.
Spooky Lips and Fat Hips.
Oh, Spooky Lips and Fat Hips.
There's just a lot of Missy Pizza. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that's going on.
There's so many people that I love.
In that kind of, and there's a lot more. I didn't name everybody, but there's a lot more interesting stuff going on in that kind of community. I think the biggest one in that group that I still kind of jive with is Angelica Nyqvist. From Sweden.
Still true.
I still adore her. I think she's fabulous. But a lot of them, it's too produced.
Yeah, still Angelica and Jen Love, I have to say. Now, Jen Love is, I think, just under 300,000. And I still really like Jen Love. So that is one that I'm still kind of keeping up with. But the biggest ones, Samantha Ravndal is an occasional one, but I'm not subscribed to Sam. But of the ones I'm subscribed to, the biggest ones are Jen Love and Angelica.
I will watch. So from time to time, if Jeffree Star actually puts out a makeup
Or
video,
Jeffree Star.
if it's a product that I'm interested in, if it's a product I legitimately am thinking about buying, but I want to see it like on film, I will watch Jeffree Star or Jackie Aina.
So that has kind of changed because Jackie Aina and Jeffree Star, I don't really watch them anymore. Now, neither of them are really doing much of anything that I'm interested in. Jackie Aina, there was something about her channel that changed as she got bigger, and it just didn't vibe with me. It didn't feel good. It felt kind of ick, and I was like, let's move away from that. There's other great, fantastic Black influencers to watch, and I don't need to be here because there's something that feels a little bit kind of ick about this. But she does have great lighting.
So I will sometimes go and watch a little bit of either Jeffree Star or Jackie Aina if it's a makeup video.
Yeah.
Jeffree Star I'm over.
And now that he's moved to Wyoming, all this weird, like, I went and got a custom made pink Beretta gun. Like, what? It's like the weirdest, like, creepy flex culture that I've ever seen. Like, when in Wyoming, do as the Wyomings do. And it's like, girl, what are you going through right now that you need, like, custom guns and you bought a yak farm and shit like that? It's too much. It's too much. I don't care. That's rich people business. I don't need to be up in that. I just don't.
I don't need to see another Birkin bag, another car. I don't like the whole flex thing that he's doing. Not interested.
I'm interested in finding somebody who does killer wig work for cheap. So drop me those down in the comments below if you know anybody.
Popular makeup product or brand that you don't use or support anymore? I know what that question is getting at, and I am the wrong one. Here's the deal. I am a cynical Gen Xer, and so this whole cancel culture, I do not have time for it. I do not care.
Still true.
Unless you're going to start paying my bills, you don't tell me how to spend my money.
True. Still true. This is something else that I'm planning for an upcoming video, talking about like cancel culture and accountability culture. Which accountability culture, honestly, if we're being completely 100% truthful and saying things that are controversial yet brave, accountability culture is just cancel culture with lipstick on. Like it really is. The same way that commentary channels are just drama channels with lipstick on. Like it's prettying it up, but it's the same shit. So I don't like it. This whole cancel culture. And I'm going to talk about it more in the other video, so I don't want to get into it too much right now. But if you look at who cancel culture hurts, it's very rarely the straight white rich men who are actually causing most of the world's problems and causing most of our strife. For my own mental health, I've just gotten out of it. I don't pay attention to it. I don't follow drama. Interpreting tweets and, wanting to twist something that somebody said into something else. Or a brand will like hire an influencer to come to a video and then they say something and the brand apologizes and takes it down and all that kind of stuff. I think we all know what I'm talking about. But then people are still like, cancel the brand. And I'm just like, I can't. I can't. Like, it's too much. If there was like a makeup brand owner that had gone to the white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, that's something where that happened recently. I would have been like, yeah, that person's done. I'm done with that person. That's gross. But like going back into the past and reinterpreting and not accepting the apologies that people have demanded. Oh my God, that's a rant for a whole other day. Don't demand apologies you refuse to accept. I will say that till my dying day.
And I will give you exactly the same courtesy back. So I don't generally cancel brands unless there's a reason to in terms of the products. Like everybody was all upset about Kat Von D being an anti-vaxxer. And they're like, she's canceled, she's canceled, she's canceled. And I was like, I canceled her brand a while back because she just kept putting out shitty products.
And now Kat Von D is gone and KVD is going through an identity crisis and all that kind of stuff. And that's the thing is that there were whispers and rumors about Kat Von D being like anti-Semitic for years. And nobody gave a shit until she suddenly made some like anti-vax comment. And I'm not supporting anti-vaxxers. Anti-vaxxers are so dumb. Like fucking look at a book. But I don't need somebody to believe in science for me to buy makeup from their company. I'm not ready to just like sacrifice my happiness because somebody makes an offhanded comment about vaccines on the internet. Sorry. I'm a selfish Gen Xer as well.
But all of this kind of stuff, and this is my philosophy, and this is where people get mad at me or whatever, is that the only reason why people are upset at some of these brands is because they actually know who the person is who owns it. How many people can name the CEO of Revlon? How many people can name the CEO of the Estee Lauder Group and all of the companies that they own? The CEO of MAC? All of those different companies. Nobody knows who owns them. They're not looking into their financial donations.
Yes, and this is going to be a big crux of the video that I want to do, and I'm giving it all away now. So who knows if we'll ever make that video, because apparently I'm just leaking all of my content early. Absolutely, because what happens is you end up impacting queer-owned, women-owned, black-owned businesses so much more than these rich white assholes who get away with stuff because they're anonymous, because they're not a sort of personality on the internet. Now, I don't think that that's just carte blanche for people to act a fool all the time on the internet or whatever. But like Juvia's Place, people want to like cancel her because Chi Chi, the owner, gets a little sassy on the internet sometimes. Fuck that noise. There are straight white men who are literally ruining this planet and doing all kinds of hashtag Me Too bullshit every day and getting away with it. And you want there to be less black owned makeup brands, less queer owned makeup brands, less women owned makeup brands? The fuck out of here with that. I don't have an interest in that. Like give them some feedback and tell them you should maybe get a media coach or maybe let customer service handle some of that. But I'm not going to stop buying from a brand because of some of that shit. I'm just not.
The real truth of this world is that rich people do fucked up shit. And if you dig deep enough, any company that you're interested in for makeup, you're going to find somebody who's doing some shitty things. So, and then people want to go back like 12, 15 years in the past. And it's like, I judge people on patterns of behavior.
This rant about patterns of behavior is low-key responding to the Jeffree Star people, which is still true. Even I have to kind of hold her to account a little bit, like Angelica Nyqvist, who has taken a break from Jeffree Star, because she doesn't want to get mixed up in the whole, like, cancel culture, all that kind of stuff. She always says, I don't just cancel a brand. I don't just cancel a brand. I take a break from a brand, and I see what they do, and I see if they've made changes. He's given a couple of apologies. What kind of drama has Jeffree Star been involved in ever since things died down with the like James Charles Tati bullshit, where to me all of that's all rich people business, and all of those people are disgusting. Jeffree Star hasn't been up to anything since that kind of rolled off, and that's been a good 2 years now. He just went off, bought a yak farm, and now he's just fucking whacking off yaks in Wyoming. I don't know what he's doing out there, but he hasn't been in drama. I'm tired of it. It's rich people business. It's not my business. It's not what pays me. It's not what brings me joy. Get it the fuck out of here. But that's what I'm talking about in this section.
So if somebody did something a long time ago and they've apologized for it and they're not doing that thing now, I'm not going to be like, but you did this however many years ago. And I'm like, I'm not interested in that. I'm just not.
Still not.
I'm sorry. Some people are going to not like that answer. But it's true. So, hashtag sorry, not sorry. All right, question number 7 is makeup trend that you have no interest in trying. I mean, obviously anything to do with brows.
Still eyebrows.
Although I do sometimes like colored brows.
Colored brows.
Is sometimes a challenge if you're not doing it with actual hair. You have to do like eyeshadow and colored pencil and things like that. But like colored eyeliner pencils, not just like fucking colored pencils. I got out my Crayolas.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Not safe.
Don't do it. So anything to do with brows generally is anything I'm not interested in. Another thing I'm not interested in is the whole, we're on like, the pendulum is swinging back to dewy foundations and dewy this and dewy that and luminous. I am a cake face bitch. I want matte, I want full coverage, I want cement.
And I thought, so this foundation debacle, we were starting to swing back. I felt like we were seeing more things that were described as matte, and it was like soft matte, so it was great. It was like the Oma Beauty, which I love. Full coverage, absolutely love it. But then there was so much that was like skin tints. And now we're in this horrible, awful skin tinted moisturizer, skin elixir. I hate it. I hate it. I am an industrial full coverage bitch. I need full coverage foundation. It's never my time. It hasn't been like the matte full coverage moment for a while. At some point, that trend will come around again because everything is in cycles, and I guess I'll just have to hope for lots of great releases then. But yeah, I'm still not on the foundation trying train.
I want you to get out the like Dutch boy power painter,
Yep.
and I want you to put it down. Look at this. There's a whole lot of Jabba
Still
the
true.
Hutt realness that needs to be contained. Through the power of makeup, I transform myself from Swamp Thing into
We do
Swamp
all the
Thing's
makeup
older,
makeup.
barely fuckable sister, and you're welcome.
Can I just tell you that I came up with that joke about transforming from Swamp Thing into Swamp Thing's older, barely fuckable sister? So my friend Chris used to host the makeup challenge at Days of the Dead, this horror convention, and a couple of times he asked me if I was available to host with him, like co-host, and go around and like give out prizes and do all this kind of stuff. And so it's a different crowd. Like a lot of my like celebrity, dick sucking jokes that I do at drag shows don't necessarily work at a horror convention with a bunch of like heavy metal people. And so I was like, I gotta come up with something. We're talking about the power of makeup and makeup to transform you and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, what if it's a transformation, but it's not a great transformation? So I know that that's a peek behind the curtain that maybe some people don't care about, and like jokes are not as funny if you explain them, but I just thought that was fun. I love that joke. I will tell that joke till the end of time. It'll be etched on my tombstone.
All right, and the last question.
Last question.
This one's tough. It's a makeup product that was better in theory than when you tried it. So either swatched
Better
or
in
looked better on
theory than
somebody
when
else
I
and
tried
then you
it.
tried
I
it
don't
and it
remember
wasn't
what I
great.
answered for this question. I just want to say cream shadows. Fucking stop with cream and liquid shadows. They're terrible. They never go on well. I hate it. I hate it here. I hate my life. Stop. Let's see what I answered.
I feel that way about contour. And granted, again, I'm an industrial application here. Like this is industrial light and magic happening right up here. But I feel like people can just take a cream contour stick and they're just like choo 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 ba 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 ba, and it's done and they're like flawlessly etched.
Yeah.
And I have these like fat squirrel cheeks that I just try to chisel a little definition into, and sometimes I just
Oh my
look like a
god,
rubber
talk
on
about
my
fat
face.
squirrel
I'm
cheeks.
always
And like
a
the
little bit
pandemic
mad
was
about
not
it.
kind to me, so I have even more Job of the Hutt realness to cover up. And I still don't understand how some of these bitches do their contour in like 0.35 seconds. I'm so mad about it. So mad.
Also, cream blush. People who can use cream blush, I don't.
Cream blush.
You are wrong. I don't know what's happening. You should
They
be
are
investigated
wrong.
and probably burned as a
I have
witch.
been buying so many cream blushes. My blush journey continues, is live on my channel. And I've been buying cream blushes and I'm still no better at it. I've gotten a little bit of a new application technique that makes it a little better, but I still don't get it. I still am not great.
And it's just because I use too much powder. I
Burn
use
them.
too much powder.
Burn
I'm
them.
a powdery cake face bitch. So
Burn
I
the
just
witches.
I
am a
need
powdered
more.
cake face
I just
bitch.
Need,
Still.
I need powders. Cream stuff just like messes up my foundation. It's just not good. All right, well that was the Unpopular Makeup Opinions tag.
That's the end?
I hope you like it. I hope you like tag videos.
There's still
I
4
love them.
minutes
There are going
left.
to be many more tag videos coming because
did we
I am
do?
obsessed. I hope you enjoy this.
I bet it's
hope you leave your
bloopers.
unpopular
Yes,
makeup
let me know your
opinions down
unpopular
below,
opinions down
because I
below.
would absolutely love to hear them. I'm
would
super
love it.
excited to see what people come up with. And I've already read a lot of them because I've watched every Unpopular Makeup Opinions tag video out there, I think. But I'm excited to see new ones because new products keep coming out, new trends keep coming around, and so the Unpopular Makeup Opinions are obviously bound to change. So I'm excited. I think it's something that refreshes itself. So if I can do something to help bring that back, I'm glad to do that. So thanks for stopping by this video. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at
I still hadn't figured out my outro.
You can follow me on Twitter at
Twitter.
Janessa J if you want to watch me yell at Delta about losing my luggage.
That's really, honestly, I fucking hate Twitter so much. I still include it in my description box, and I don't know why, because I hate Twitter. Okay, I've been talking for way too long, because my little ring light that I had there has died. But my Twitter is ridiculous. It is a couple of porn stars a couple makeup people that I like, and I literally just go on to yell at Delta. That's a tip and a trick for you. If you're at the airport, and I don't know if this works for other companies, I fly Delta because I live in Podunk, and the only like real airline that we have one of those little regional airlines that like goes to Vegas and Phoenix for the old people. Delta is the only like major carrier. And I have trouble with them from time to time. I generally like Delta. I like flying Delta. I like their rewards, all that kind of stuff. But when I have trouble, if you have to go to their service desk at the airport, nothing gets accomplished. It takes forever. If you start smack talking them on Twitter, you will have an assistant within minutes. I mean, they are on top of that shit. It is unfortunate that you have to shame people into doing their jobs, but it does work. So I will say that. Let's go ahead and see a little bit more of the rest of this video.
And you can visit my website, The World of Champagne, at janessaj.com
Relaunching
for
soon.
more makeup content as well as blogs and other fun things that I do over on that site as well. Alright, so thanks again for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to hit that thumbs up, I would absolutely appreciate it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see and what you thought about this one. Again, I'm sorry, we're still early in the filming process, so sometimes the lighting or the angles might change a little bit. I'm still getting all that figured out. Sometimes the hair
2 years
moves,
later, still getting all that shit figured out. So that's
you never
accurate.
really know what's going to happen.
Oh my god, the hair moves. Can we talk about the fact that like I need some new wigs. That's my life. I understand it. I haven't been performing, and my wigs are a little bit sad. And that brown beehive that I'm wearing in this video, I love that wig, and I can't figure out what I did with it. I took it to a show. I did this show down in Fargo. It's been like a year ago now, and I cannot find it. And I know it left the venue with me, so it's not like it was stolen by another performer. There's no accusations. I know that it made it into my car, but I cannot find it. And I'm frustrated. So anyway, let's continue with this. Hair rant aside.
The nipples sometimes
They're
scare
all
the
over the
crowd.
place.
It's all over the place. But definitely give us a like, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, become part of our Champagne Dreamer family. And until next time, bye.
Yeah, so I think we're going to get... Oh, yeah, bloopers. And then again, just another, just like, meh, just a photo. Not sized.
A popular makeup product... Oh, sorry. Oh. Is there anything else here that I...
Just me opening drawers. I do have to say that I hadn't, at this point, this early video, this first video, I hadn't maybe really thought about the finesse of how to choose bloopers. Because I love videos that have bloopers in them, and I've been trying to find the balance of, do I include little snippet bloopers within the videos, or do I put them all at the end? And I like to do a mix. I like to have some in the video as it's going, and then have a couple bloopers or a couple little things that I edited out, or even if it's just a separate little bit that I do at the end. I like that, but I've gotten better at deciding that not every single blooper is like blooper reel worthy. You know what? They're not all funny. Sometimes it's just a fuck up and you don't need to include it. Literally just opening the drawers in my makeup storage container.
Read all it.
Oh,
you missed some drawers. There's some more.
Yep, just opening drawers.
No, I'm like, is there anything else that I can... Makeup collabs. Fuck, I keep forgetting to start with the question. Like the question number 3.
Yeah, nobody cares about that. Oh, and then Angie. Always a problem.
And
Always
it's just
Angie in the
because I
background
use
making noise.
too much powder. What's doing?
Coming up on 1 minute.
Oh,
left.
okay. Something going on. So I always think this
sorry,
is
it's recording again.
Oh, okay.
We'll get quieter stuff.
We'll get it figured out. But see how it just like do and it
Well,
does
yeah,
those
when
kind
I
of
sat
things?
down.
Yeah.
Angie does not understand. Let me pause this for a second. And Angie will probably watch this video and be mad at me, and I think that the camera has like a 360 mic. I don't think it's just pointed towards me. And so like if she's eating or if she's moving around, I totally can hear it when I'm editing. So get it together, Angela. I love you.
Alright, so thanks for watching this video. If you like it, I would love it if you'd subscribe and become part of the Champagne family. I hate that, so we're not going to say that.
Come be one of my minions.
Come be one of my
Come be a
minions.
minion if you want to be a minion.
And cut!
I did like that ending, but the end cut is so like abrupt, and I hadn't figured out how to add in like end screen elements and things like that. So I think that was a lot of fun. So that was my first video 2 years ago. That was the first video that went up. I hope you enjoyed this little walk down memory lane. I'm hoping I can get it edited and put together in time for the 2-year anniversary. We'll see. I'm always trying. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about it. While you're down there, don't forget you can give me that thumbs up or you can give me a thumbs down. I don't care. It's all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try really hard to do at least one video a week. I took a break for a little while, but can I just say that if this goes up on time, that'll be 3 videos this week. So sometimes if you're really lucky, there'll be a bonus video or even 2. So Saturday, suspense. Will she do it? If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website relaunching soon. I hope to be able to stop saying that very soon. The World of Champagne at janessajay.com. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for putting up with this weird background and sort of situation. Let me know if you like this style of video. And until I see you again, bye.